our topic is matrix chain multiplication. That means we have to multiply chain of matrices. Know that how to multiply two matrices. The common algorithm is that we are having two matrices. Later, for the simplicity, we are considering two square matrix 3 cross 3, and we can multiply the row with the column, and the first element we will get, okay, this one, then first row, second column, and so on, right? And also we have learned that if we replace the row wise output to this first matrix, then in the next step this one will be the input to the system. So if I have a chain like A1, A2, A3, and so on up to A, and do this. First we will multiply A1, A2, we will save the result here into A1, then we will multiply A1, A3, then again we will save the result in A1, again A1, A4, and so on. In this way we will get a resultant matrix. So in this way we can multiply a chain of matrices, right? But the question is it optimum? Optimum means, is there, if this is not or if all the elements or the matrices are not square matrices and of same order, then can we say that the process that we are following, that is recursive process that we are following, or one by one, okay, from left to right, is optimum one or not? What is the meaning of optimum? That means the number of multiplication that we require is minimum or no. Let us give an example. I think then it will be a little bit clear. Okay. Say we are having four matrices. Let A1, A2, A3, and A4 of dimension. Let this is 14 cross 8. Let this is 8 cross 6. This one is 6 cross 3. This one is 3 cross 10. Okay. So as per our algorithm that we have followed, A1 will be multiplied with A2, then it will be multiplied with A3, then it will be multiplied with A4. Okay. Okay, right? Now let us check that only for 3, if we consider A1, A2 and A3, later I will count A4 also. So first we will multiply A1 and A2. So what will be the number of multiplications required? 14 into 8 into 6. So we require 14 into 8 into 6. Okay. Then if we multiply A1, A2 resultant matrix with the A, then we require, what will be the dimension of this resultant matrix? It will be 14 cross 6, and this is 6 cross 3. So therefore it will be 14 cross 6 cross 3. Okay. Now if we multiply this with A4, what will happen? The dimension of this is 14 cross 3, and this is 3 cross 6. So it will be plus 14 into 3 plus into 6. So this will be the total number of multiplication required if we multiply A1, A2 first, then with A3, then with A4. That means recursively. Okay. Now if we follow a second method, since we know that if we multiply A2 and A3 first and then A1 with this, then also the result will be same as A1, A2 and A3 and this. Okay. So therefore we can write A1, A2 as per the property of matrix multiplication. I know, or we know, that both are same. Therefore we can go for this one also. If we multiply in this way, what will happen? We will get A2, A3 means 8 cross 6 cross 3. This number of multiplications we require 8 cross 6 into 3, and the resultant dimension will be 8 cross 3. If we multiply A1 with this, then we will get 14 into 8 into 3. Now see, from this one only, to multiply A1, A2 and A3, instead of getting A1, A2 with A3, we are getting A1. That means first we will multiply A2, A3, then we will multiply A1 with the resultant matrix, and this will give the minimum. Okay. And after that, if we go for multiplying A4 with this, we will get 14 into 3 into 6. So if we go for this multiplication, this one. So can we say that the second method is giving us the minimum number of multiplication? Okay. So always it is not that if we go for multiplying A1, A2, A3 and A4 recursively, then we will get the optimum solution. So from here we can say that there are more than one number of possibilities to multiply a chain of matrices. Now the question is, which one is the optimum? Okay. And if we find the optimum solution, then how to multiply this chain of matrices. So before going to the actual algorithm, let us find that why it is difficult to go for finding one by one. So that means there is a possibility of solving this problem, then that let we are having a chain A1, A2 and dot dot AN, right? So what we can do, we can list out all different possibilities. We can list out all different possibilities, and then we can choose the minimum one. Okay. So that means if we have three matrices, so we are having A1, A2, then A3, then A1, A2, A3. Similarly, if we have four matrices, so what will be the list? We can go for A1, A2 first, then A3, then A4. Similarly, we can go A1, A2, A3 first, then A4. We can go A1, A2 and A3, A4, then we can multiply these two, right? We can go A1, A3, A4 first, then A2, then A1. So there are lot of possibilities, and if we go for listing out all different possibilities and we multiply or we find the number of multiplications required for each step, and among these we can find the minimum one. Okay. So this is one way of, or this is one approach to find the optimum solution. Now when the number of matrices in the chain is very less, n equals to 3 or 4, this is very easy to list out all possibilities and go for finding the minimum. But let us think about when n is too large. The first thing is, what is the number of possible orders? So actually what we are doing, we are finding the order of multiplication, nothing else. Whether we should go for this or we should go for this one. Okay. The same kind of problem is also known as parenthesization problem, or find the number of triangles. That means if we have polygon triangulation, actually the problem is known as polygon triangulation. So we have 1, 2, 3, like this. Number of triangles we can form from a given polygon. So what is this? If we connect three different vertices, then we can say that this is a triangle. So here also we are finding different triangles. Okay. So optimum polygon triangulations, parenthesization problem, all are similar to this problem, and we can solve this problem by using dynamic programming method. So before that, let us find what is the number of possible orders. Okay. So here, I don't know whether you have heard the term or not. Actually, this gives us Catalan number. The solution is Catalan number. Before that, let us define the recurrence. Okay, the recurrence is Pn, the number of different possibilities is equals to 1 if the chain is containing a single element. Okay, and this will be equals to Pk. That means in one side we are considering k element, in another side we are considering n minus k element. So again we can go for this, okay, if n is greater or equals to 2. So here k varies from 1 to n minus 1. So if n equals to 2, this one is P1 and P2, like this, okay. Or one side is containing one matrix, another side is containing another matrix. If n equals to 3, we can go for P1, that is matrix 1 and 2 matrices. Again, in one side we can contain 2 matrices, another side it is containing 1 matrix. So Pk, Pn minus k actually giving us the parenthesized, okay, parenthesization problem. So Pn can be defined as Pk into Pn minus k, which is the number of different possibilities. And if you solve this summation, it will give us a value Pn equals to Catalan n minus 1, where Cn, this Catalan number is defined as 1 by n plus 1 2n Cn, okay, and the minimum value is of order 4 to the power n to the power 3 by 2. Now think about this. 4 to the power n means exponential. So if we have to solve this problem and if we list out all different possibilities, it will lead us to an algorithm which is exponential in time. So therefore we should not say that it is a best or better algorithm, or rather we can say that our target should be to find a polynomial time algorithm. Okay, so we will not consider this solution. So why it is taking too much of time? Think about this. It is taking too much of time because of this. See, we are having A1, A2, A3, A4. So before finding the problem, if we go for solution, then it will be looking too tough that how the solution came. So let us look into the problem first, that why the time complexity is exponential. The time complexity is exponential because we are repeating the job unnecessarily. See, let we are having 4 matrices to multiply. So what we can do? We can multiply A1, A2 first, then A3, then A4. This is one option. Similarly, we can go for A1, A2 and A3, A4. This is another option. Now think about that. We have already multiplied A1, A2 in the first case. Again, we are multiplying A1, A2 for finding the another case. Okay. So we are repeating our task, and that's why the time complexity is order of 4 to the power n, that is exponential. So if it is possible to use the previous result in the next calculation, then we can have an option to decrease the time complexity, and which is the main motive of using dynamic programming. Okay, so here lies the problem. Therefore, to solve the problem, we will apply the dynamic programming method. That means, solve means first we will find the order of multiplication. After that, we will go for actual multiplying two matrices. Okay, or rather than after that, recursively we can go for a chain of matrices. Clear? So dynamic programming is applicable for the sub problems which are not independent, okay, which are not independent. So therefore here you see that A1, A2, if we use that solution in later, therefore the next one A1, A2 and A3, A4 are dependent from the previous record. So therefore dynamic programming is applicable when sub problems are not independent or shared sub problems. The solution is sharing the another solution. Okay. And a dynamic programming solves every sub problem just one and then saves the result in a table, right? As you have seen in LCS solution, that it saves the results in a table and thereby avoiding the work of recomputing the results every time. Already I have said this, that we will not go for computing the same thing, okay, one later. So what we can do, we can calculate the value once, we will save it in temporary memory, and whenever we require, we will recall this value and go for another calculation. That is the main motive of dynamic programming, and by using this we can easily decrease the time complexity. Okay. So let us define mathematically what is the matrix chain multiplication problem. So we are having the matrices AI, we are denoting the ith matrix AI with dimension pi minus 1 cross pi, okay, where I varies from 1 to n. Clear? So therefore, in our algorithm, our input sequence will be P0, P1, Pn. Think about that. P0, P1 is the dimension of A1, P1, P2 is the dimension of A1 and A2 and so on. Therefore, this is the input to our algorithm, right? Of length, the array of the length is n plus 1. Here we will use two auxiliary tables. One is M. M is of dimension n cross n, and here we will use 1 to n, not 0 to n. Okay, n cross n, which will save the cost to multiply, or here in this case cost means the number of multiplication required. And S is another table consisting of n cross n cells, okay, and that will save the path or the index at which we got the optimum or the minimum cost. Okay. So we will use two auxiliary arrays. One is M, another is S. M will store the cost, that is the number of multiplications required, and S will store the indices at which we got the optimum cost. Okay, for computing Mij. So we can define this Mij. The value of Mij will be calculated as 0 if I equals to j, that means single element. Okay, otherwise minimum of M, say Mij means what we can do, pk pn minus k. So we can find the value to multiply the matrices from ai to ak plus the number of multiplications required to multiply k plus 1 to j plus pi minus 1 into pk into pj. Okay, into pj. Just a minute. So here what we can say, we can write that this I or this k varies from I to j. So k is greater equals to I, less than j. So if I is less than j, that means there are more than one matrices in the chain. So Mij, the cost to multiply ai to aj, ai into ai plus 1 dot 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 aj. If we have to multiply this, then we can write, to multiply this we have to consider all different possibilities, that is to multiply I to k and k plus 1 to j. K will vary from I to j, which inclusive of I and excluding the j value. Okay. So if we can write the algorithm to find this value, then we can solve the problem. So let us first write the algorithm. After that, we will consider the what you can say, one example. We will consider one example, and we can say that we have found the optimal solution. Okay. Let us go for inserting another slide. Problem. So then go for this. Right. So first we will find the matrix chain order, and after that we will go for multiplying the actual matrices. So you are writing matrix chain order, and later we will call this function. So that's why you should remember this matrix chain order. And our input is the array P, already I have said. So here let us consider n the number of matrices that we can find from length of P minus 1. So length of P is n plus 1, minus 1 is the number of matrices. Okay. For I equals to 1 to n, m I is equals to 0. We are considering m I, that is the diagonal elements are 0. Why? Later you will find, whenever I will give one example, you will be able to find that why. Then for, we are considering, see, if we have 4 matrices, so what we will do? First we will multiply 2, 2, 2 in this way, A1, A2, A2, A3, then A3, A4, and we will store the results in a matrix. So later when we will have to go for multiplying 3 matrices, so we can use A1, A2, A2, A3, A4, A3, A4 in the next stage. So first we will multiply the matrices with variable length, that is from L equals to 2 to n. So first stage we will multiply 2 matrices, in the second stage we will multiply 3, in the third stage we will multiply 4, and we will store the record. Okay. So for L length equals to 2 to n, then for I equals to 1 to n minus L plus 1, then for j equals to, sorry, here not for, j is a variable, for j equals to I plus L minus 1, here we are providing the mij value is equals to infinity. Since our target is to find the minimum value, therefore we are starting with the infinite, that is a very large value. Okay. Then for k equals to I to j minus 1, what we will do? We will find the value of this multiplication, q equals to mik, whatever we have written in our mathematical formula, m k plus 1 to j plus pi minus 1 pk into pj. Okay. If this q is less than the previous value mij, then this will be the minimum. Then what we will do? We will update the value mij with q, and we will insert the value sij as k, because in the kth index we are getting the minimum value. Okay. And if we close all these matrices, what the parentheses for this for loop, first this one, then second, then third, and this is fourth. Okay. And before ending the algorithm, what we can write, return m and s, and this is the end of the function. Okay, for the space I have written in this way, but this is the first if stop, then this is for loop, then the next for loop, this is the next for loop, and after that return m and s, and this is the end of the algorithm, this one. Okay, so in this way we can go for writing or finding the order of the matrix by which we will go for multiplication. So let us go for one example, then it will be better for understanding that how it is working. Okay, so let we are having 6 matrices A1 with the order 30 cross 35. The same example is given in the book by Corman, so you can check anytime. Okay, if you do not want to copy or want to make your notes from this lecture, you can easily check the books and you will get the same example, so don't worry for that. A2 is 35 cross 15. A3, let 15 cross 5, then A4 is 5 cross 10, then A5 10 cross 20, then A6 20 cross say 25 or something. Okay, 20 cross 25. Then what we will do, we will multiply this by finding 1 by 1. So here you see what we require, we have to go for two auxiliary array, right? We have to go for two auxiliary arrays, one is m, another is s. One is m, another is s. So what we can from the algorithm we can go for finding a1, a2, a2, a3, a3, a4 and so on. So let us first draw two auxiliary arrays. M will be 1 to 6 and here also 1 to 6. So for the simplicity or to look a better kind of there, 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 5. We are indexing in this way, 1 2 3 4 5 6 6 5 4 3 2 1, for giving a better look, nothing else. Okay, here also S table is also from 1 to 6. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 6. But here we'll give 1 2 3 4 5 6 because we have to store the number of multiplication required to multiply a1 to a6, and this will give us the index for which we will get the minimum value. Okay, so let us check for that. In what is the p? P is the array 30 35 15 5 10 20 25. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Therefore, n is equals to 6. Okay, n is equals to 6. Now, for I equals to 1 to n, mii, that is m11, m22, m33, all are 0. So m11 0, m22 0, m33 0, m44 550, 660. Why? Because we know from the mathematical definitions, if I equals to j, the cost to multiply the matrices is equals to 0. Okay, or the finding order is only 1, so therefore the cost is 0 simply. Then what we will do for n equals to 2 to n, so length is 2, so at a time we will consider 2 matrices. That means m to multiply, sorry, here this one will be 1 to 6, very sorry. Okay, So this one will be not 6 to 1. This one will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's why. So this entry is for M 1, 2. That is, we will multiply A1 and A2 and we will find the number of multiplications required to multiply A1, A2. Then we will go for A2, A3, this entry. Then A3, A4, then A4, A5, then A5, A6. Okay. So here it will give us for L equals to 2, I equals to 1 to N, that is 6 minus 2 plus 1. So that is equals to 4 plus 5, 1, 2, 5. So it will repeat 5 times. Why? Because we are having 5 different options. A1, A2, A2, A3, A3, A4, A4, A5, A5, A6. So this loop will execute 5 times when L equals to 2. So J is equals to initially, what is the value of I? I1. L is 2 minus 1. So the length of the chain is 2, which is giving us J. So first what we will do, M equals to I, J. The value of I is 1, J is 2. So we are finding this matrix. So how we will get this? For K equals to I, 1 to J minus 1, there is only one option to multiply A1 and A2, which is MIK, that is M11. What is the value of M11? 0. Plus Mk plus 1 to J, what is the value of K plus 1 to 2? 0. Plus Pi minus 1, that is I value is 1, P0, what is the value of K? 1. So multiply P0, P1 and P2. So P0 is 30, P1 is 35, P2 is 15. So if we multiply these three, we will get the number of multiplications required to multiply A1 and A2. Very simple. Okay. And that value is 15750, something like that. Okay. 15750. By the same way, what we can do, we can go for finding A2 and A3. So what we will get from here, L equals to 2. So after this K, it will go for another value I equals to 2. So for I equals to 2, this one will be 2 plus 2 minus 1. So that is 3. Okay. So here what we will do, m equals to m23 equals to infinity. So previously this value is infinity, 2 3. It will go for I equals k equals to I, that is 2 to j minus 1. J value is 3, so 2 2. Again it will execute for 1. Why? Because there is only one option to multiply A2 and A3. Here MIK, so M is 2, K is also 2, M22 equals to 0 plus M33 equals to 0, and we are having the options to multiply P I minus 1, that is P1 35, P2 15, P3 5. So we need to multiply 35 into 15 into 5, which will give us the number of multiplications required to multiply A2 and A3, and this value obviously is less than infinity. Therefore, infinity will be replaced by 35 into 15 into 5, which is the value 2625. Okay. For the next, we have to multiply 15, 5 into 10, and this is equal to 5 into 75, 750. In the next, we have to multiply 5, 10 and 20, that is 1000. In the next, 10, 20 and 25, that is 5000. Okay. So in this way, what we have got, see, the number of multiplications required to multiply A1, A2, A2, A3, A3, A4, A4, A5, A5, A6. Okay. So in the next, what we will do, we will go for finding the number of multiplications required to multiply a chain of 3 matrices. Check how. So in this method steps, we have found the number of multiplications required to multiply chain of 2 matrices. Now we will find the number of multiplications, not only the number, minimum number of multiplications required to multiply a chain of 3 matrices. So here L is equals to 3. Okay. So L is equals to 3. We will get I equals to 1, 2, N 6 minus L 3 plus 1. You see, there will be 4 options. Why? Because we can multiply A1, A3, A2 to A4, A3 to A5, A4 to A6. So there are 4 options of getting 3: A1, A2, A3, A2, A3, A4, A3, A4, A5, A4, A5, A6. Okay. So if we go for finding this, then what we will get? Sorry. I did a mistake. So again I have to draw these tables because I have lost the previous example. No problem. So hope you have the algorithm with you. Just I am drawing the values. Okay. So let us write again. A1 is 30 cross 35. Then A2 is 35 into 15. Then A3 15 into 5. Then A4 5 into 10. A5 10 into 20. A6 20 into 25. Okay. And M table is this and S table is this. You have the algorithm, so just you check from your book or maybe your note. So whenever you will execute this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Similarly here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Similarly here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sorry, previously I forgot to insert the value of S table. So here these are all 0. This is 15750. This one was 2625. This one was 750. This one 1000. This one is 5000. Okay. And here these values are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So because all others are not required, here these are unutilized, all these. This is not required. So in the next, what we will do, we will go for multiplying 3. So that means first we will multiply A1, A2 and A3. Now see, there are 2 different options. One is we can multiply A1, A2, then A3, and we can multiply A2, A3 and A1 with this. So here for the algorithm, you will find there are 2 different options for I equals to C. For L equals to 3, for L equals to 3, we will get I equals to 1, 2n, 6 minus 3 plus 1. So this value is equals to 4. So therefore, we are having 4 different options to go, that is A1 to 3, 2 to 4, 3 to 5, 4 to 6, 4 options, right? For each I, what we will get? J equals to I 1 plus L 3 minus, sorry, plus minus 1, that is equals to 3. So J equals to 3, that means we are finding the value of A1 to 3. So we are initializing the value Mij, that is M1 3, that's equals to infinity. Okay. Then for k equals to I, k equals to I, 1 j minus 1. What is the value of j? 3. Here you see, the k loop will execute twice. Why? Because we are having two options and we have to find the minimum among these. Okay. So this is the main motive of designing all these values, nothing else. So here I am erasing all these and let us go for finding the k loop. Or let us go for executing the k loop. Okay. So k loop will execute twice, and here for this value q for k equals to 1, so k will execute 1 to 2. First we are getting k equals to m 1 1, that is ik, plus m k plus 1 2 to j 3, plus p I minus 1. What is the value of I? 1. So p0 into what is the value of k? 1 p1 and j p3. So check what we are doing. M11, that is a1, M23, that is a2 and a3 will be multiplied. Then we are multiplying a1 with this. So what is the dimension? P0 into p1, and this one is p1 into p3. So the resultant or the number of multiplications required is p0 into p1 and p3. So we are finding this option first. Okay, first we are multiplying a2 a3. So what is the value of m23? You see, already we have found this. m23 is 2625. So this value is 0 plus 2625 plus p0, that is 30, then p1 is 35, then 15. So you will get 30 into 35 into 15. This is one option. Later I will find this value. Okay. And for k equals to 2, what we will get? We will get another value. For k equals to 2, we will get another value, that is q equals to m, q equals to m 1 2 plus m 3 3 plus p0 into p2 into p3. So what is the value of m12? You see, this value is 15750. M33 is 0 plus p2, sorry, p0 is 30, p2 is 15, and p3 is 5. Now we have to choose the minimum among these two. Okay, easily we can find this, and if you go for comparing these two values in the next iteration, you will get that this value is 7875. So that means from the first one we are getting, because this is 2 larger than this one. Okay, so 7875 is the value for multiplying these two, and 7875 is the value to multiply, and we are choosing this option. Therefore k is equals to 1. So that means this value is 1 and this one. Similarly, for the next, what we can get? We can find two options to multiply a2, a3 and a4. One is this one and another is a2, a3 and a4. So if you compare these two, you will find that the minimum number multiplications required is 4375, and this one will be for k equals to 3. So that means we are selecting this option. Okay. So in this way, just you go for executing the whole algorithm, you will find this value is 2500 and this value is 3500, 3500, and this one is again 135. Okay. In the next higher step, L will be equals to 4, because we have to multiply A2 to A4, A2, A5, A3, A6. Okay, and these values will be equals to 9375, 9375. The corresponding value is 3. Then 7125 or 35, 7125. the corresponding value is 3, and then 5375, 5375, the corresponding value is again 3. In the next iteration, you will get 11875. So this value is 3 again, and the corresponding value of this loop 10500, this is also 3, and the next it will be 15125, and this is also 3. So from this table, what we can say, that to multiply this chain of matrices, we will follow this one. Just a minute. What we have to do, we have to multiply a chain of matrices consisting of 6. So we can write A1, A2, A3, A4, A5, A6. So from this S table, we will be able to find the order. So what is the S entry? 3. So our target is to multiply A1 to A6, the whole chain. What is the entry for A1 to A6? 3. So 3 means we will divide the chain in this way. K, so Pk this and Pn minus k is this. Now to multiply A1 to A3, what is the value? A1 to 3. A1 to 3 is 1. Okay, so that means we will multiply this. To multiply A1, A2, A3, we will go for A2, A3 first, then A1. Similarly, for A5 to 6, what is the value of A5, 6? 5. So that means here we will do this one, okay, and A6. Now see, if we go for finding this A1, A2, 3 is simple. So there is only one option, A5, A6 is simple. So this will be the order to multiply these 6 matrices. So first we will multiply A2, A3 and here A5, A6. Then we will multiply A1 with this and this one with A6, and then we will multiply R1 with R2 resulting. Okay. So to go for this, we need one recursive method. Let us write that one. We only require the S table. For the next, to multiply the actual matrices, we don't require the M table anymore. Why? Because already we have found the minimum number of multiplications required to multiply, and the indices are given in this S table. So from here we can just write the matrix chain multiplication A, that is the actual array of matrices. So 3-dimensional, think about array of matrices, S table, initial index and the last index, okay, the first index and the last index. So if I is less than j, then x equals to, we will call the same function matrix chain multiplication with A, S, I, S, I, J, just whatever we have discussed. So we will call the function AS16. Here we are calling the function matrix chain multiplication AS1 SJ6, that is 3. So this one will call the value AS1 to 3 as I have discussed just previous. Okay, and Y is another matrix chain multiplication with AS Sij plus 1 to j, and here we will go for the actual multiplication that you have learned, matrix multiplication x comma y, that is 2 matrices. Okay, here since this is recursive, again it will be divided as previous I have shown you, return matrix multiplication. If I is not less than j, then else return ai. That means there is single element, so return. Okay, and as per our previous example, we can find this value as a1 will be multiplied with a2 a3 first, then a4 a5 will be multiplied, then with a6 this one, and the whole matrix. This will be the output. Okay, if you go for finding the time complexity, here you will find that the order is n cube, because in the first algorithm matrix chain order, you will find there are at most there are at most uh, 2 3 for loop, and which can go for at most n, because for I equals to 1 to n times, for L equals to 2 to n, at most L minus 1 n minus 1, so n times, and here for k equals to I to j minus 1, that will also execute at most n, so n cube, and to multiply these matrices x and y, we require n cube. So therefore the time complexity of the whole algorithm is order of n cube, and it is much better than exponential time algorithm. Okay, and this is all about the matrix chain multiplications using dynamic programming method.